Hey guys, Raptor here, and welcome back to another video on Infection-Free Zone. Previously on the channel, we took a first look at this game where we broke down all the features of it coming soon to Steam, as we're now playing a pre-alpha early look provided by the devs, so thanks to them for that. This is a post-apocalyptic city builder with zombies everywhere, and it's more of like the downfall of zombies kind of starting to die off, and humanity coming out of the bunkers and basements to try to reclaim cities and massive landmarks around the world and try to go back to civilization. Of course, there's still hordes roaming around, and I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at a landmark that we might all know, such as Area 51, and try to secure the airbase against all of these zombie threats. Maybe acting as if we were a group of military survivors or something that are now coming out of the bunkers of Area 51 and having to secure it. Now, I've tried a few other locations, and this is a pre-alpha, so they weren't really necessarily working. I had the question of, like, what if I went to a large international airport, such as LAX or SFO, you know, San Francisco's airport, or even, like, for example, Newark Liberty Airport, but unfortunately those don't seem to necessarily load. It can't handle large buildings such as that. More smaller suburban structures and kind of medium density residential and commercial. So a lot of the buildings hopefully will get larger in the future, such as Manhattan, which kind of gets downgraded to a bunch of smaller buildings, which is totally fine, because it does take a long time to clear out some of those larger buildings. But ideas I have in the future are like Alcatraz, if that would be something possible. Those smaller islands might be harder to do. It'll be really cool. So what would be some situations you would like to see for a zombie apocalypse? Prisons? What large landmarks? Nuclear power plants? Other military bases? Let me know down below. We'll go ahead and get started. Am I jumping over to Las Vegas, which I've taken a look at before. They call it Outskirts Zero, but if you ever get access to it and want to learn where it is, approximately it's just kind of north of Las Vegas. So if you go to Las Vegas here at the search, that's of course in the state of Nevada, you'll get a population. Of course, it's the larger one, and then the game will load you into Las Vegas. You'll want to follow the highway to the northwest. You can kind of see it jutting out from the city about here, and it'll flatten out in just a little bit, and there'll be like a nature reserve or something just above this. And so right about here on this dotted line, we want to follow that north of what seems to be a nature reserve or something along those lines, and we want to go right to the edge of it to about here. Now, I think these are roads that go out to the military base, but yeah, as you can see, that seems to be Area 51. You can kind of see some lines for what could possibly be the runways, but they're not fully rendered in. But taking a look quickly at Google Maps, you can kind of see some of the areas for parks, obviously the barracks here and other structures, hangars, and research facilities all around the base itself. So we'll go ahead and jump right smack dab right into the center of the base and see if we can secure it against the zombie threat. All right, let's go.
The world as we know it is gone. What we called the mad virus appeared out of nowhere. It made people turn extremely violent, aggressive, and unrestrainable. Soon later, the infected became bloodthirsty, more like vampires than human. There was chaos, panic, and war for survival. Desperate people were just as dangerous as the virus itself. Even our loved ones could become a threat. The infection spread quickly throughout the entire globe. Every region, every country, every city. Drastic measures were taken to get rid of the infected, but they all failed. The last chance for those who seemed immune was to hide in underground shelters, ones that we improvised in garages and basements, loaded with food, water, and air filtration systems. These were the places where we survived, sealed from the outside. For so long, we waited for any signal, any info that a cure had been found, or the situation stabilized. Instead, we listened as the world grew quiet. Our resources were becoming depleted. Life support systems were failing. And just as we were losing all hope, we received a distant call.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This was the impulse we needed. There were others out there. We could come back to the surface. No more hiding. From the ruins of the old world, we will build our new home.
All right, here we are high over the airbase. Buildings highlighted with white are ones that we can turn into our HQ. You can see some buildings that appear to be like possible barracks, and even more here. It's kind of cool how the buildings are rendered into this game and how the game kind of figures out where they're going to go. I really respect that and appreciate that quite a bit. Well, it looks a little more green than I'd imagine for the deserts of Nevada, but essentially these are either taxiways or maintenance roads or the runway itself, though again the game kind of just creates one roadway altogether. But everything certainly looks destroyed, that's for sure. Cars in the middle of the roads. You have street lights and such. We can use all of this stuff for gathering metal, some of this for gathering rubble and brick, and also some of these trees nearby too that we can harvest for wood when we go to build watchtowers and whatnot. So building of operations might be the best in the center of the map, but also a building that'll hold the most amount of people. 34 seemingly in that building there. That seems to be probably the best of the best for us. That one 35, 28, 30 there. This one's kind of a little bit more right in the middle of the barracks area. So let's go with that one and start exploring.
This is First Squad Leader. We made our way out. The neighborhood looks deserted. We'll have to scavenge the nearby buildings for any useful resources.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go look for food. That's going to be an incredibly important task.
Find something to eat as fast as possible.
And we're going to create a second squad to then start going and looking for these buildings as well. So if you look at the map of Area 51 beforehand, it's really hard to tell of any building that would be of use because, of course, in a major city, you'd be able to tell where the restaurants were, where the pharmacies were, police station, hospital, that type of thing. Here it's just generic barracks, generic barracks, generic barracks. So there could be anything from ammo to food or anything in here. And I would imagine the game thinks that these are residential buildings, so it's not like we're going to find a warehouse full of like M60s or something like that, or a tank. But I would love to see vehicles in this game. It would be a really cool thing to be able to find like a used car lot and, I don't know, fix up a truck or something like that and put a bunch of guns on it. That'd be sweet. Now in this game, the larger the building, the longer it's going to take to search, and at the top, time goes really quickly in this game. I would make another scouting squad in order to go and look for supplies, but the more people we take away from the HQ, the longer, well, the less supply that there'll be and the longer it'll take to do other things such as chopping down trees for wood. Now I know that it's going to ask us in the future in order to chop down wood to create a watchtower, so we're going to tell the people now to go out and do that early and kind of get ahead of some of the goals. Now, once nighttime hits around 20 or 2200, the game will basically tell us that everyone who's a worker is heading back to the base, and the scouts can stay out if you want them to, but it's a little bit more risky to do so. Well, we've got 20 food in storage. That's fantastic. We found 2 over here already, and another 2 here. We're going to wait until these squads are fully supplied until we go anywhere else. Back to base. Lots of debris here. Another thing the game will ask us eventually is to create a farm outside. So the area right over here would be perfect for farming. Any sort of open grass area is going to be perfect for that. And we also want to make sure we've got a lot of clear buildings nearby, so that way we can kind of start in a circle around our HQ and try to avoid larger buildings, unless we know what's there. If this was designated as a maybe like a restaurant, like an all-you-could-eat buffet or something like that, likelihood of food being there is much higher. So let's see what we got here. 2 cans of food still. Let's go from barracks to barracks. Yeah, you can even see smaller buildings that they've created in the middle. Yeah, it seems to think that there's single-family homes or medium residential high-rises, brownstones, etc. All right, of course, all that tapping you hear is all the trees being chopped down. Let's go ahead and take a look at structures to build. At this moment, we can convert a house to a shelter so we can house more people. We have a cookhouse. We'll get farming eventually if we find seeds, which will be important. But I think we should start with the good old watchtower and try to defend the base ASAP. We'll build a tower in the south and in the north. Let's call that north up here and south down here. Let's go ahead and plop that down in the intersection, just on the corner. And we'll let our workers build that first. Here they come, rocketing out of the building with supply. all that takes is wood, and the hordes will attack that, but of course it's got some durability to it, so it'll buy our scout teams time if they're going to slip behind the enemy and make their way either out of the HQ or back into the HQ. Take a look for any other buildings nearby. Got a large warehouse-like structure there. A lot more medium houses. Smaller buildings here. And what looks to be like a large park here. As you'd imagine, a military base not really having a lot in terms of diversity of buildings, other than barracks and like vehicle storage and maintenance bays. Everything else is more than likely just trucked in and provided, not have to actually be shopped for. So really no like commercial area, no like large mall on the base or whatnot. If there was, it would be all inside, you know, like a shop for the base itself, that type of thing. No large fuel storage, no military-style hangars. But I think, again, with this being a pre-alpha, to have them add so many more assets to the game, like, for example, it'd be very interesting to build a base near a harbor and then also maybe possibly build it on a ship. So that way, if the enemy was to attack, you would just basically pull the bridges in and you'd be a floating fortress, and it would be very hard for the zombies to get, you know, on board the ship. And then when the coast is clear, when you're done shooting, then you can go on back. Well, it looks like we actually left food back and some ammunition. They're full. Sir, it's too dangerous for unarmed civilians to work after nightfall. Everyone will return home. This really reminds me of like a strategy or an RTS Project Zomboid, too. I can't tell you how many times in Project Zomboid we've tried to clear an area and secure it. You know, you start with your small base, maybe a few houses, and you wall them off, and then eventually you branch out further and further away from your main base and try to secure it all.
Sir, the crates are in the HQ. There might be some more resources nearby. I suggest we scavenge some more locations.
I agree.
Great. Any stock will come in handy.
Sir, the sun is getting low. We don't know what's going to happen during the night. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Let's continue.
Carry on. We need those resources.
Chief, I will speak on behalf of the other citizens. Let us go and adapt the buildings to suitable shelters, so we won't spend a single more night underground.
Alright, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so 2 supplies were left behind, ammunition and food that group just simply couldn't carry. They could only carry 4 at a time. This other group's got 3. Food is really going to be a problem here.
Waiting orders.
So, wow, we're going to go back and drop off as much as we can.
Sir, we just saw a group of infected. They might not be aware of our presence yet.
Let's go ahead and hide.
We'll stay away from them.
There's a zombie horde right there. They're moving away towards the runway. Now, these guys are photosensitive, sensitive, so they will come out during nighttime, but not daytime. So with their photosensitivity, they will kind of only be in higher numbers during the daytimes, nighttimes in the open. But nighttime buildings can become death traps too if we're not paying attention. All right, this group is full. Let's get the hell out of there.
On my way.
The horde will follow us back to base, but we'll defend.
For action. On my way.
Let's get the other group into that secondary building there. Beautiful. Wow, we could convert this building into a house. Living quarters for our people.
Horde eliminated.
Good work. So as you can see at the HQ, we have canned food, ammunition crates, raw metal, wood, and then basic tools that can all be used
Waiting orders.
to improve
Horde
things.
spotted.
Do we find another horde? Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and convert this building to a shelter that'll be able to house a lot of people. It'll cost us 602 wood to do that, though. Holy crap. We better start small. But eventually we'll be able to house, wow, 451 people? Jeez.
Horde spotted.
Let's start by converting that building. And I believe they'll do that in the morning.
Receiving.
Alright, let's keep searching at night. It's important.
Waiting orders.
We got to keep going.
Horde spotted.
Check those barracks. Stay on the south side where the watchtower is.
Hostiles inbound.
We build another watchtower that's 20 wood.
Port spot. Chief, there are signs of smoke. It's coming out of a building. I think there might be some people there. I recommend we go and investigate.
It's a great idea. More survivors.
Let's investigate.
Ooh, much more to the... Oh, that must be where the military buildings are for housing aircraft and whatnot. That's a very cool looking area. All right, that's interesting. Now, going back to the towers, we can build towers all day, but we do need to have people with weaponry in order to man those towers. We're down to just 0 weapons now, so it's basically a search tower. For now, let's continue to search for
Waiting orders.
weapons and ammo and food. We can always find an assault rifle, too, which will make these scout groups really powerful. In fact, if we got 4 assault guns or weapons or whatnot, we will be able to be an unstoppable force with one of these scout teams. Assault weapons will do an incredible amount of damage. Now, they want us to go north, so we do got to cut through quite a few buildings. We have to go quite the distance, too. And go through all those barracks, and they're very narrow, so moving left and right is a little hard. We have to either go straight up or straight down, or into a building and fight them where they could possibly enter the building.
Waiting orders. We're ready.
Oh, we're gathering a lot of food, though.
Port spotted.
Another horde coming in.
Clear. Infected incoming.
Now let's drop off food.
Ready for action.
Gonna bring these 2 squads north as soon as we can.
Operator.
Let's go ahead and grab more ammo.
Spotted.
Ah, interesting. A horde inside that building,
Out of resources.
so they can do that.
Orders.
Let's keep going north. We've instructed our people to continuously cut down trees.
This night was easy, but there are sure to be some infected around here. We should build some defenses before the next nightfall.
Let's build a watchtower, but we already have.
Agree. Let's build a wooden tower.
Alright, we'll build another one and that'll complete that goal. And they now want us to adapt a shelter for living quarters. We're making towers and we're making HQs, or barracks or whatnot.
Hostiles inbound.
Alright, we're gonna go just further north. Just a little bit.
We're on the move.
Getting close to that next building.
Chief, if we want to build anything else, we need more resources. Send workers to chop down some trees. Maybe we could build some palisades with that too.
Okay, let's gather some wood.
Way ahead of you, Chief.
Waiting orders.
Let's go to that building.
Reporting.
And we'll scavenge that one there too. So we could send out another squad, but they'll only have melee weapons such as machetes, so they can do more scouting, but it's unlikely that they're going to get far without encountering enemies at night at this point. So it could be only a daytime group. And we're already scouting 2 buildings, so let's try to make one more squad.
Waiting order. Port spotted.
And this is simply a group only for daytime salvaging. Let's try to check barracks as quickly as we can. And we have yet to even begin this factory building here with all the water towers and AC units on top. Any moment. Let's see, these guys are still scouting. Yeah, the larger buildings take about a day and a half or so. Almost 2 days to clear out a city block like that. That's pretty crazy. Okay, looking good. Alright, so now we can have about 29 plus another 34 at our max capacity for housing. Very good.
Receiving.
Okay, we're standing by on one of the squads to be ready to move.
Clear. On your command.
This group's rolling back.
Going there.
Let's go check for survivors. Hopefully we can find an assault rifle in one of these buildings. It would be a huge change.
Sir, we just found a car that looks drivable.
Oh,
Try to make it run again.
no way. I didn't know that was in this game.
Okay, try it.
We have a salvageable vehicle. No way.
Chief, we found some survivors. They've been living in terrible conditions for the last few years. We could bring them in, but will we be able to feed them?
Yes, accept them.
Bring them in.
So we have a drivable car over there. Sweet. It actually might function. Well, we need another squad then.
Horde, spotted!
We need to search for food as quickly as possible. A little bit more time.
Clear. On my way. Roger.
Alright, let's check out the whip. I didn't think it'd be possible to have a vehicle in this game. It might need some repair parts, though, before we get it going. Okay, all these squads are doing alright.
Building clear. Receiving.
Alright, they're full on food. Looks like we got a small pistol there. That's good.
On your command.
We can bring that back. Let's get the whip going. Oh, hell yeah. We got a whip? Hell yeah.
I've missed driving so much. This will help speed up our scavenging. And we can run over the infected if they get too close.
This is great because now we can bring a ton of stuff back to the car and
Well,
use it like a
we're
wheelbarrow.
gonna see.
We're on the move.
Unfortunately, we have limited fuel, but we could possibly find more.
Roger.
Wow, that's great. Now, how do we get this group out of the vehicle? Okay, that exit button there.
Spotted.
Hopefully the infected will leave the car alone if it's operational.
Reporting.
Group's coming back with lots of food and ammunition crates, too.
On my way.
We got an extra gun. Good. Got a lot of buildings to scout out up here. Wow. And they're big ones, too, so we're going to have to stay here a few days and hunker down or go back to HQ.
Operator.
Alright, will the zombies leave this building? We'll have to see. Looks like we've assigned people to
Clear.
work automatically, though some of these features are not yet in the pre-alpha,
Reporting.
so we won't be able to do everything just yet. Uh-oh. Big alert for nighttime.
Horde, spotted. Horde spotted. Awaiting orders.
Stay there.
Horde spotted. Ready for action. Sir, it's almost nightfall. We can already see some infected coming out of their lairs.
Get ready.
Okay. Get ready to defend the zone.
Auto zone.
Ready for action. Horde spotted. Going there. Horde spotted.
The infected are pillaging a building.
Oh, wow.
Going there. Ready for action. Horde eliminated.
Get wrecked. We can repair that building.
Horde spotted. Horde spotted. Horde spotted. Reporting. Going there.
Our building is under attack.
We're on the move. On my way. We're on the move. Horde spotted.
Go, go, go.
We've got them. We're on the move.
That's a pretty big group. I need to pause for a second and figure out how to move this group here. They're kind of stuck behind this car.
On your command.
You can stay.
Operator.
There, we want this group here.
Ready?
And we'll use this group as bait to get them into a kill zone.
We're on the move. Going there. Hostiles inbound. We've got them.
Exactly. Alright, let's grab the supply out of the car.
We're on the move. Roger. Roger. Horde spotted. Roger.
Get in the car, please. Let's get the supply out of there. There's also a gun.
On my way. Roger. Going there. Report. Roger. On my way. We're on the move.
Okay, I guess maybe only one group can be assigned to a car. Let's just bring everyone back.
Receiving. Going there. Horde spotted. Reporting. Horde spotted.
Get everybody in the building.
Hostiles inbound. Reporting. Going there. We're on the move. Horde spotted. We're on my way. Another one incoming.
Okay, a few hordes out there. Not too bad. Keep the unarmed groups next door in the factory.
Receiving.
They'll be able to run if things go bad. Hey, there's an area for food. That building down there could be a grocery store now.
Receiving. Horde spotted. Receiving. We're on the move. Chief, we found some seeds in one of the buildings. It looks like grain. There were some farming tools as well. Maybe we could use this to start cultivating the land again.
Nice idea.
Okay, bring that in.
We should have a place where we can cook meals for our citizens. It'll make our people much happier too.
Horde spotted.
Looks like they brought everything in from the car. Good work.
Roger. Receiving. Awaiting orders. Horde spotted.
Okay, steer clear of the buildings on the west side. We're going to build 5 fields now and a cookhouse. So let's go ahead and get cracking on that. That's going to take a lot of wood as well.
Clear. Another one incoming.
Let's make sure we gather all the wood we can. And some fields. All along the building. Good. And a cookhouse, which we can convert a building to. Smaller building would be more ideal.
Building complete.
Chief, the survivors that we took, they have some important knowledge that we could use. They speak of various kinds of infected animals that they encountered in other groups of survivors too, but they've lost people recently. May take some time for them to integrate. Let me find out some jobs, shelter for them. Yeah, go ahead and let them rest. Everybody chill out.
Reporting.
Okay, we got a lot more food now.
We're ready.
A lot of building going on and logging. Building requires 12 metal to be able to convert. Anything in our immediate area. And let's go with bricks too. There we go, just across the street. It was kind of cool when they pulled the car up in front of the HQ. It looks like the teams automatically started unloading it. So even though there was a team standing next door idly by, they were still working to try to offload the car. Pretty cool, honestly.
Receiving.
All right, let's keep searching. We'll leave some supply behind, and we can swing by and pick that up again. No problem. So far, so good. It's going to be hard, I think, in order to build defensive walls around all these structures because they're kind of awkwardly shaped. We could do it out here, perhaps, and build a base out there. But it seems, again, a lot smarter to take pre-existing buildings and fortify them than it is to build something out of scrap wood and nails.
To all members, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
It's IFZ.
This is the infection-free zone of... Please respond.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and build.
Huh. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and build.
Switch channel.
Operator, if we want to go any further, we need to reestablish long-range communications. We have to learn how to build a working antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for that knowledge.
Good idea. The military's base
Go there.
has got to have something good in it. Any of these military buildings could have tons of supplies in them.
On your command.
Whether or not it's military related, we'll have to find out. Now, where would they like us to go?
Building clear.
Ah, to the west. Yeah, we could just quickly drive there tomorrow morning after the nightfall and try to get whatever knowledge might be there as well as other supplies. Be good to go deep into enemy territory, grab as much as we can and get out in the car. We could have a secondary group show up too, probably on foot. I don't think they'll all fit in the car. And they can assist a little slower, but we can go for the gusto ASAP.
Operator. Roger. Another one incoming.
Oh boy.
We're ready. We're on the move.
Chief, many of our workers don't have any jobs. Send them to gather resources, to construct or to work at some of the buildings.
Well, we're doing a bunch of that. We got a lot of that going already. Let's take a look at the jobs. Well, we have a few unemployed, although There's not much we can do to change that. Okay.
We're ready. Ready for action.
Well, those groups are finding some good stuff too.
Area cleared.
Area cleared. The horde's coming in. Alright, we're almost there. Almost nighttime. Scout teams have almost cleared these buildings. And there's the alarm. Zombie alert. Oh, and rain.
Waiting orders.
Oh, they're very close to being done there.
Building clear. Another
Good
one
job.
incoming. Go. Clear. Ready for action. On my way. On your command. Horde
Yep.
spotted.
Back to base. Now with these guns we turned in, we should be able to put those in the tower now.
Spotted.
We should have one extra gun.
Another one incoming. They're gone.
Ah, there we go. And another group.
They're gone.
Nice job.
Reporting. On my way.
Alright, let's send out the fun patrol.
Horde spotted. Infected incoming.
Uh-oh.
Horde spotted.
Wait.
Receiving. We're on the reporting. Roger.
Go back to base.
Hostiles inbound. Wait. On my way. Going there. Roger. On my way.
They're breaking into our building.
We're on the move. Roger. We've got them. Roger. Horde eliminated.
Too bad we don't get much for eliminating the horde.
They're breaking into our building.
Cool that the watchtowers actually use guns that we can find. And if we get an assault rifle, I think we can give it to them as well. Maybe.
Spotted.
Alright, here comes another wave.
Inspection clear.
God bless America.
They're breaking into our building.
On your command. On my way. Attack. Horde eliminated.
Got him.
Ready for action. Roger.
Okay, grab the rest of those supplies.
On my way.
Looks like the zombies have chilled out a little bit. This also kind of reminds me a bit of the Wonderful State of Decay gameplay loop of going out and
More resources.
gathering stuff from further and further away and bringing it back to your main base. Or, of course, trading for other things, too.
We're ready. there.
Alright, almost daytime.
Waiting orders. Building clear. On your command. Roger. Operator. We're on the move. On your command.
Alright, let's bring that here.
On my way.
Actually, keep scouting. Let's keep gathering wood as well. Got to build those farms. 4 tools, 4 building materials, the logs, and 2 tools. Tools are consumed during the construction progress. Crazy.
Area scavenged.
Yeah, alright. Cookhouse is kind of going. And they want us to go get those technical books. Yeah, it's going. Things are going. Slow and go, but time is actually passing relatively fast. Any faster than this, and things happen a little too quickly to be able to move a squad when you need to actually move them. They sit idle for too long if you're not paying attention, or if your attention is just simply elsewhere. Okay.
Receiving. We're on the move. Receiving.
Let's go check out the south.
We're ready. Reporting.
Group full of food.
Building clear.
Alright, let's go scout. We're gonna go west now as soon as they get back to the hatchback. Or what is it? Well, yeah, kind of. Like maybe a 4-door hatchback.
Clear.
We're gonna go west.
We're ready. Operator. Receiving. Going there. Going there.
Alright, let's get in the car.
Going there. On my way.
Very good. Chief, we found a dead animal. The thing is, it was literally shred to parts. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't be some ordinary infected. There's got to be some, there's some teeth mark and some skin elements. Looks like a dog teeth. Oh boy.
Now we're ready to build an antenna. Once it's operational, we'll be ready to receive distant transmissions again, and broadcast some invitations ourselves.
It was an ambush.
Okay, let's do this.
Luckily, everybody's okay.
We're going to need some metal, too. Car wreckages can be a good source, or we can deconstruct some buildings. Send workers to do that.
Metallica album's also a pretty good source of that.
Let's go there.
Going there. Going there.
Alright, back to base. So now we have the antenna blueprint, so we can set that up. We don't have to win every fight. Sometimes running is a better choice.
Receiving. We're ready.
That was a good call. We got a lot of people back.
On your command.
And a lot of food. Nice. We'll need a storage warehouse. Maybe over here.
We're running out of stock.
Okay, we can only convert a building to a shelter. But nothing else.
Building clear.
Oh, we need to gather 20 metal.
We're on the move. Operator.
Okay. Nope. It's zombie time.
Waiting orders. Roger. We're ready. On your command. Roger.
There's a grocery store, yep. They weren't able to gather food, though, but let's head back. Each day we're out here, the hordes are going to get worse. I think our plan here eventually would be to clean out all barracks to the west, and then any important buildings in the south, leave some of them. They don't seem too important, and then start heading towards the west to clear out all that area, and then go to the north, which would be kind of dangerous. I think those buildings are going to take a lot of time.
Spotted.
So we're going to need to be able to defend ourselves through the nighttime
Hostiles inbound.
against greater numbers.
Horde spotted.
Oh boy. Well, looks like we had some food out here in this building.
Horde spotted.
Zombies coming in over our farms.
Infection cleared.
Nice job, team. I think we're all going to just chill at base for a little while.
Incoming. Waiting orders.
They're breaking into our building.
Operator, going there. Waiting order. Roger. Operator.
Alright. They're trying to take the food building.
Down, down.
Ah, see, that's why we don't go into full speed.
They're breaking into our building.
Reporting. On my way. On my way.
Alright, back to HQ. We'll be able to get another person, but I think we can just disband. And then rebuild another squad.
We're ready.
That's the workaround for now. Oh, 2 guns went into the towers. I think I'd rather have those with the scavenger team. So what I'd rather do
We're running out of stock.
is probably disband this team here. Disband the towers as well.
Waiting orders.
To which we can't take the guns away, damn. Okay, well, I was going to try to say let's give the guns to a scout team instead,
On your command.
so they can be better defended, but it's not possible at the moment.
Ready for action. On my way.
Alright,
We're on the move.
let's go get food.
Waiting orders. Reporting. On your command.
And back to the west again. Alright, now everyone should be able to gather iron. Okay. Nice autumn rain again. Hard to tell what actual year or month it is. which would be important for crops, but
Waiting orders.
I love the fact that we found a car. That's really cool.
Reporting.
And each farm's only a few logs, so it must come down to the parts now. Now we have 15 basic tools too. Somebody's got to finish with the project. Our base looks really good, though. I gotta say, we got a nice handle on this one. 2 guard towers, a car, multiple farms being built, radio tower going up, and plenty of street lights, people. You know what I'm going for there. Street lights. Yeah, and then we got debris over here and a lot of food coming in, too. Food looking good at 23, plus a lot of additional ammo. And we might be able to find other things out there, too. Like, again, we can find assault rifles. Perhaps we could also find tools. Mostly we've been finding food and ammo, but there's got to be more in the way of guns and building materials, too. Not bad. Not bad indeed. Well, securing Area 51 went quite well, I'd say. Now, unfortunately, in this, well, pre-alpha version, there is no ability to load a save, so I won't be able to continue any of our long adventures without the ability to save, so we'll continue to take a look at this game and likely live stream it as well, as it's a lot of fun to be able to build a base and see it all take place, to try to seek others and seek for help and try to build a big old military. Vehicles, weapons, and fortifications and more in Infection-Free Zone coming soon to Steam. Thanks again for watching, you guys. Thanks for leaving a like on the way out. Appreciate your support, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.